Okay, so today I'm going to be doing a video on how to insert a Foley catheter. I will check the doctor's orders. I will see what catheter I need to use, why we're doing it, and then I'm going to knock. Of course, I would do hand hygiene. I would introduce myself. Hello, my name is Rhiannon. I'm from Highland Community College, and I will be inserting your Foley today. I understand that you're going to have surgery. I would ask if she has any questions or anything, but then I will ask that her family, friends, or whoever's here to please step out. So I need to check, say your name please, check the armbands. Okay. Do you know why you are getting a catheter today? I will explain. Today you're going to be having surgery, so I'm going to insert the Foley catheter per doctor order because we need to measure your output and we need to keep it dry during the surgery. Some other times that I would use a Foley, of course, verified doctor's order, would be chronic kidney failure, urinary retention. I would also educate Stella on the risks of infection when inserting a Foley catheter. Stella, you may end up with a urinary tract infection. The signs and the symptoms would be burning, feeling like you need to urinate a lot, but we will keep an eye on that for you. So then I would get her adjusted. So I'd raise the bed, so that way she is at my level. Hand hygiene, or put gloves on. Okay, Stella, so we're going to go ahead and do some peri-care before we insert the catheter. So we do my peri-care. I would, at this point, have a assistant with me with a flashlight, because she is a female, so it may be harder to insert the Foley. And I may need help with positioning, or if I need supplies. Okay, so I'm gonna do hand hygiene again. Actually, we're going backwards. I need to get her adjusted. So my partner would help me. There. Now I'll do hand hygiene again. Get gloves, because I've gathered my supplies. I would clean the table off with some bleach or whatever they want me to use. Put my stuff on there. I make sure it dries so that way I know it's not wet. And I would make sure that I can keep my sterile field in my vision at all times and I don't have to turn my back. I do not want my sterile field to touch the patient. So we'll go ahead and open it. T-Rex arms and drop it. I need to open away first, and I do not want this to hang off my table nor touch my uniform or my badge or anything. And I have an inch border that I can touch, that I can move around. That way it stays sterile. And I can move this. Here, change my gloves. Hand hygiene. Okay, and I'm only gonna touch the folds. So, I'm going to be careful not to touch the outside of this glove. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna dome this one. I'm gonna tuck my thumb in so that way it does not touch the outside. Okay, leave it. I'm going to use the sterile field. And I will leave it lay. I will not touch the patient or anything with my gloves. I am able to move this for the inch border. Okay, so I have my swabs. I would open them up. And I'm going to use the loop because our mannequins cannot use the iodine. Okay. So then here I'm going to check the balloon. I'm looking for any leaks. And it doesn't flake, so we're okay. So at this point, I'm going to be careful and I'm going to coil this and dip it in my lube. Okay, I'm going to put this back. Okay, and toss this into the garbage, T-Rex arms. Okay, so now I'm gonna clean the labia. Once my gloves touch the labia, they are contaminated, so I'm gonna just use this hand for the dirty. So, grab my swabs. And I'm going to go out, all the way down, toss. Towards me. All the way down, toss, and straight down, toss. Okay, now I'm going to bring my catheter over, and I'm going to set it on my sterile field. Careful not to touch below the bladder. And I will not touch my clean glove to the labia. So, Stella, can you please take a deep breath, and I'm going to advance this in. Once I see a flash of urine, I will go 2 more inches. Okay, and then I can let go and stabilize it with my dirty hand as long as I don't touch this one. I will put the water in the balloon, the saline, 10 cc's. And I will make sure, okay, I will disconnect that. At this point, I will take the catheter, I will put it loosely on Stella's legs, that way she can move about. And keep the catheter below her bladder, and I would put it on a bed frame that does not move. I would of course make sure that that bag is closed. I would also put my initials and the date on that. Okay, and then I would clean this up. I would wipe her down. Okay, and then I'm going to take my gloves off. And I would dispose of all this into the trash. I would do really good hand hygiene. Of course, she would be cleaned up right now. Okay, then we would make her comfortable. I would, Stella, do you have any questions for me? Any concerns? And then I would, if she says no, of course, I would put the bed rail up for safety. Why it's not going up. There we go. I will put the bed down. I will make sure that Stella has a call light and tell her that if she needs anything to let me know. So, patient safe, comfortable. I'm going to take my gloves off, do good hand hygiene, make sure everything is picked up. I would document how Stella handled the procedure. I would note the size of the catheter, how much saline I used to put into the balloon. I would note color, amount, and then that's it. So now to DC the catheter, all this will be gone. To DC the catheter, I would check the physician's orders, of course, to make sure that she can indeed have it out. Okay, so verify the orders. Let's start from there. So I would map. Hello, Stella. My name is Rhiannon, and I'm with Highland Community College. Today we are going to we're going to take your catheter out per doctor order. Can I see your armband? And then I would have her show me her armband, state her name, and if she has any people in her room, ask them to leave, so it's more for privacy, of course. So, I would, of course, do my hand hygiene. I would have already brought a syringe that I would need to get the saline out. Hand hygiene. I'm going to raise the bed. Actually still wipe this off just in case I need to lay something on here, and I wanted to make sure it's sterile, which I'm putting my gloves there. So hand hygiene, I'm gonna put gloves on. Okay, Stella, we're going to take your catheter out. Okay. So she would have already had her peri-care, and I would have performed it. And then I'm going to use my syringe, and I already looked to see how much saline that was put into the balloon, 10 cc's, so I'm going to make sure I get 10 cc's back. Alright, Stella, here we go. And I'm going to draw the fluid out. Okay, I got my 10 cc's. Okay. Now I make sure, of course, that I have an extra pad or something sitting here, because when I go to pull this out, liquid might come out. So Stella, go ahead and take a deep breath. I'm just going to pull it out. And I'm going to pull it out. And as I pull it out, I'm going to curl it up into my glove. So that way it's not going everywhere. And I'm gonna let it drain in. I'm gonna put my, then I'm gonna take my glove off. I will measure this and note color, consistency, how much, if there was an odor, and then I will put it in a red biohazard bag. Hand hygiene. We'll put some more gloves on, and being that I know that liquid's going to probably just come out with it, I'm gonna do some peri-care for her. Then I would have my supplies and do her peri-care. Okay, Stella, do you have any questions for me? If she doesn't, then I will remind her what the symptoms are for infection. So if you have any problems urinating frequency, burning, if you have chills, you need to let me know. I would thank her for her time. I would make sure that her call light is in place. Safety first. Bed's locked. Bed down. And I will exit the room and do hand hygiene and document.